You won't believe the tea we're spilling today? From secret breakups to shocking lies, this is Unreal Tea. Hit subscribe before the drama starts. Welcome, everyone. When the lights went out and the cameras ceased to roll, they all believed the show was finished. But truth has a peculiar way of resisting silence. A small, forgotten microphone, still attached to Kody Brown's collar, picked up more than mere sound. It picked up the moment the illusion fell apart. Cody slumped onto the couch as though the burden of 20 years finally shattered him. His voice shook in a whisper not for public ears. This whole thing is disgusting. Robyn was stuck in the doorway, arms crossed, lips sealed. She didn't scream. She didn't have to. "What did you just say?" she asked, her tone blade sharp. Cody didn't even look up. Living this way. The lies, the pretending, you, me, all of us. That wasn't anger, it was resignation. Bitter, cold, and filled with truth. The sort of truth that slithers out after the performance. And the mic? Still live. Still rolling. That evening, Robyn unburdened herself to a trusted producer in her dressing room. She thought she was alone. She didn't realize a backup recorder was feeding. "He actually called me," she wept, then snapped. The morning didn't last. It curdled. Janelle acts pioneer woman as if she's the star of her own frontier film. And Meri? She's some melancholy Victorian specter haunting a marriage that's already dead. Gone was the demure wife fans believed they knew. In her place was someone tart, bitter, calculating. She stomped the room, enraged. "They should be thanking me," Robyn spit. "I kept this whole circus together. Me, not them." The clip, titled 14 Do Not Delete, ended up in a retired show editor's mailbox. No address to return it to, just a flash drive. In a matter of hours, it was online. Unedited, uncut, irrefutable. Reddit went wild. Instagram sparked. YouTube picked apart every second. No need for speculation anymore. They heard it, Robyn mocking her co-wives, Cody cracking. And in an instant, TLC's staged unity was revealed as a manufactured illusion. She stood alone in her kitchen, rewinding the recording. Shaking hands. Robyn's words. She has a martyr complex. So independent. But Cody won't even text her back. Janelle didn't bat an eye. She laughed. It wasn't happiness, it was acknowledgement. Validation. For years, she'd been the uncomplaining backbone. The rock. The one who never complained. And now, the veil was torn back. She was finished with being invisible. "Have you heard it?" Christine had asked over the phone. "Every word," Janelle had whispered. No longer guessing, no longer pretending, no longer giving Robyn the benefit of the doubt. Christine knew the truth years ago. Now, so did the rest of the world. It had never been love. It was about power, about control. In Para 1, Meri stared at a printed transcript. She had read Cody's silences for years, but Robyn's words struck deeper. Tragic Victorian ghost. That wasn't just insult, it was deletion. Erasure. Robyn hadn't just dismissed her, she rewrote her out of the story. And something broke. Not dramatically, not with tears, but with finality. Meri picked up her laptops. "I'm not a ghost," she typed. "I'm not desperate, I was dedicated, I was lied to, and I lingered too long." And for the first time in years, she spoke for herself. The audio file went off like a bomb on the internet. Reddit threads spread like brush fire. Instagram Reels cycled Robyn's condescending voice. TikToks added her words to slow-motion tears. TLC boardrooms freaked out. Lawyers hushed NDA breach. Producers smiled. One executive grumbled, "We don't have to script anymore." This is the story. The editor who leaked it confessed anonymously. He had borne it in silence for too long. It wasn't revenge. It was relief. In Flagstaff, Janelle's group chat with her kids glowed. Screenshots, links, clips. Even the younger ones saw it. Gabe posted one message. He actually said it. And voila, it wasn't speculation. It was proof. Janelle didn't weep. She didn't implode. She breathed, at last. After years of swallowing the truth, the venom had finally been spat out there for the world to witness. She was not devastated. She was free. Robyn had accused her of being a martyr. Well, martyrs don't fall down. They rise. Meri stared into her cup of tea, the transcript beside her. Robyn's words rang in her ears. Not just cruel, but calculated. She had welcomed her, defended her, believed in her. And Robyn had erased her. No more. She opened her laptop. Not for work, not for show. For herself. "I'm not a ghost," she said. "And I'm done performing silence." This time, her silence wasn't obedience. It was over. The tower had fallen, the illusion was broken. The spiritual unity that TLC peddled had been broken all along. Now, it was revealed. Christine was outside the narrative now. Janelle was too. Even Meri had moved on. And Robyn, she was alone. Not on a throne, but on debris. Cody, his words had lit the match. But it was Robyn's unmasked reality that consumed the entire house. This was not merely another reality TV controversy. This was an empire crumbling before our very eyes, captured by the same cameras that once protected it. What started as a television show ended as an exposé. So now we wonder, was it fate, sabotage, or was it merely the truth, at long last, refusing to be silenced? Subscribe, comment, share, because the story is not over, not by a long shot. Christine had sensed it coming, but she never imagined it would be like this. Final, vindicating, cold. There had been murmurs in the dark, whispers behind closed doors, but never evidence. Now Robyn's bitter and biting voice had been the nail in the coffin. Christine sat holding her phone, not crying, but observing the digital wildfire spread. Robyn's words were ringing across the internet. No script, no cuts, no filters. Just her. Bare. "She played us all," Christine breathed, and Cody let her. In one clip, decades of gaslighting unfurled. This wasn't just a frustrated wife. This was the master plan of Robyn's manipulation finally brought out into the light. Group texts became group reckonings. Christine's daughter, Mykelti, made enigmatic posts. Janelle's children texted each other screenshots like battle strategies. Even the fans were made to feel like insiders now, piecing together timelines, interpreting behaviors, recognizing this wasn't dysfunction. It was strategy. And Robyn? Her silence was deafening. She had always played the sympathy card. But now, even her tears seemed calculated. Meri sat with the transcript once more. One line, tragic Victorian ghost, whirled her mind like a curse. This wasn't hurt. This was acknowledgement. She wasn't wanted. She wasn't needed. She was tolerated. Until now. She logged onto her laptop and typed out a public post. Not to be dramatic. To be closed out. "I hung around for too long. I remained silent. I remained loyal, but I am finished." The post didn't go viral immediately, but it didn't have to. It was the sound of a woman finding her voice back. Hiding behind TLC's sanitized veneer, chaos had begun to erupt. Boardroom meetings, contract attorneys, crisis management. But one executive reclined, observing the insanity on Reddit. "This," he said, "is more than we could have written." They didn't simply get a scandal, they got a series finale. Janelle stood in her kitchen, phone clutched, audio still playing. Robyn's words. She has a martyr complex. So independent, yet Cody won't even text her back. And this time, Janelle smiled. Not for the humor, in peace. For years, she had borne the emotional weight. Quietly, proudly, alone. And now, she was finished carrying something that did not belong to her. He didn't refute the audio. He couldn't. Cody, ever the mastermind, now found himself adrift in a story he no longer controlled. No cutting, no assistance, no spin. And worst of all, no wives coming to his defense anymore. He had defended Robyn, and only Robyn. And now, even that union was tainted. Christine, Janelle, and Meri weren't victims any longer. They were witnesses to their own liberty. The tower collapsed. The empire collapsed. And from the ruins, every woman emerged. Not as a wife, not as an apparition, but as a survivor. This wasn't about glamour. This wasn't about glory. This was about truth finally being heard. And that voice wasn't coming from production, but inside. From the abandoned microphone, from the hushed secrets, from the women who lingered too long and ultimately said, no more. So, what do you think? Leave a comment, share the truth, subscribe, because the masks are off now, and the story is just beginning. This family's drama is far from over. So smash those, like if you're Touch Team Wives, subscribe for the next explosive update, and drop a comment below. Who do you think will win? Stay shady, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next scandal. Behind TLC Sister Wives out.